So same deal as we started before. We're going to do our darts first on our front and on our back. We're going to pretend that I have done that, okay? So pretend that I've already done darts. And now we're going to, see, new machine. Turn him on. That would help. This machine's a little bit noisier than the other one. Just a little bit. Ooh.
Yeah, sometimes a couple times it does that weird thing with the he said it was slow. I was falling asleep while I was talking.
Man, it scared the life out of me. Possessed, a life of its own.
Oh, we have to put another back.
Yeah?
No, that's why I was like, why is everybody taking so long to cut it?
Okay. Same deal. Stitch your centre back together. Okay. Stitch your centre back of your roll collar together. So when we look at our roll collar, this here is the centre back of the neck. Okay, that's what we need to stitch. This is your shoulder line, that's your back neck, that's your centre back neck of your collar. That's what we need to stitch together. Okay, so 1 centimetre seam allowance. So you stitch your centre back of your jacket and your centre back of your roll collar. And then we're going to press those open. I'm going to do my make-believe press, but you guys are going to go to the iron and press it with your, I'm going to do my thumbnail press. You're going to press it for real. Make sure it's open. Centre back seam of this jacket here. Press in, good old press. Make sure it's absolutely open all the way down. Okay. Really good press. Alrighty, the next thing we're going to do is going to actually mark up our corners, because we're going to do 2 pivot corners as we stitch around this collar all in one. We need to mark up our jacket, we also need to mark up our collar. The beauty of a sample is you can mark it up in pencil. So I'm marking my 1 centimetre seam allowance coming into that corner, and 1 centimetre seam allowance coming out of that corner. Okay? What's important is I need the point right where the 2 seam allowances meet. That's what I need. I'm going to mark it on that side, I'm going to pivot it around, mark it on the other side as well. For your shoulder seam coming into your neckline. Okay, that's that point there that you need. So make sure that where the 2 seams meet, really important. We're going to do the same on our roll collar. So that's our back that we've just marked up. We're going to do the same on the right side of our roll collar. When we think about our roll collar, it's the same point. Our shoulder and our back neckline, this corner and this corner, shoulder, back neckline, we need to mark up. Okay? So coming into it 1 centimetre. So you just need that corner. So just a couple of centimetres coming into that corner on both sides. Now, if you were doing this on your real jacket, you'd either do it in tailor's chalk, so you could rub it out. You wouldn't be doing it in pencil on a real jacket. Sometimes some people actually stitch into it, on a large stitch length, and they'll stitch into it. So stitch in and stitch around without back tacking, so that you can pull that stitch out afterwards. That's another way of doing it. Or hand stitch with a thread as well to get those points. Or tailor's chalk. That's something that's not going to be visible on your jacket. Really important. Okay. Now we're going to put the right sides of our back and our collar together, just like we did last time. Match up our 2 centre backs. Put a pin through that junction. Make sure it's a beautiful junction seam. Check that it is a junction seam and perfect. If it's not quite, move it around. Should be an absolute perfect junction. Remember, you're so beautiful. Remember that you have a 2 mil tolerance. So if that junction's out by 2 mils, you're safe. If it's not, resubmit. So I'm going to now pin as I go. So I'm going to be stitching this way, so I'm going to pin it as though I'm stitching it this way. So knowing that that seam comes first, put a pin through that point there, and then it goes through that point there. Okay, so you're matching up those two corners exactly on those corners. My pin's gone straight through those corners, so I know that that point is exactly where those two corners meet. Okay, I'm going to keep working my way around, except this time, because I'll be stitching this direction, I'm going to lay these seams together first. So I put a pin through right where that corner is, put a pin through right where that corner is, where they meet. Make sure they're perfectly in alignment. Cool. And then like your last one on the end, just so I know which way it's going to go. We're going to start from this side, do our shoulder seam. Okay, you'll notice that I have my roll collar side on top, because this roll collar side is the corner that I'm going to cut into as I pivot around. Okay, so roll collar side on top, back underneath, off we go, 1 centimetre seam allowance. I know that that top section of the pin is right where my corner is, so I line it up. That's where I'm heading to. I want to put my needle straight into exactly where that corner is, which means when I get to the end I may have to only do half a stitch or 3/4 of a stitch, depending on when I get close to what it is. So I'm going to walk my way into that corner. Oh, perfect, spot on that corner. But if it wasn't, I'd use my reverse lever to make it half a stitch, 1/4 of a stitch, whatever I need to get it right into that corner. Now that I'm right in that corner, turn him around. I'm going to snip, top layer only, on your roll collar only. I'm going to snip into where my needle is, okay? Not on your underneath your back layer, but just on your top layer where your roll collar is. Snip. That will allow it then, see, miraculously, to then open up and spin around, so you can continue stitching. Foot down. Continue stitching as I go, 1 centimetre seam allowance around that back. When you're coming up to your centre back, make sure all your seams are open and flat. Same deal, coming up to this one, make sure everything's nice and flat and open underneath. Planning and preparation as you come up to it, good, is really good. Same deal, that's my pivot point there, so I know where that pin is, so I'm heading for that same point. Now let's see if it can, spot on again, right into that same point, take my pin out. I'm going to clip once again, clip into the top layer only, right into the needle, from the corner of my cut, right into the needle. Once I've cut into it, it'll open up for me so I can keep on stitching my shoulder line. Up here now. Cut my 2 ends. Okay, so when you look at the work that we've just done, we've just stitched up, gone around that corner. And then what I've snipped into, you can see has opened up to allow me to go backwards around that corner to get into my back neck, into this corner and around. You can now press them both open, those seams open. Do your side seams to finish off on your side seams, and then he is done. Any questions?